We want to discuss about sailboats and why you should consider a sailboat for your yacht charter vacation. So we are on Baracuda, Valetta with George.
Welcome on board.
Thank you, George. And now there is a lot of worry that motor yachts are much more comfortable and they are only option. Would you agree with that, George?
Obviously, I'm working on a sailing yacht, so I wouldn't agree on that term because on a sailing yacht, really you can find whatever a motor yacht can offer. I mean, water toys, amenities, and everything. And in general, you have the option to move around all over the sea, even with extreme conditions. In such a big sailing yacht, such as Baracuda, a 50-meter one, the trip will be much more pleasant in, let's say, more wavy situations. That the waves are like 1.5 meters, 2 meters waves. Such a big sailing yacht, she can handle pretty easily this kind of weather and wave and wind conditions, because it's designed to sail on these conditions. A motor yacht is designed to sail on more smooth conditions. So in the end, you end up having like 20 knots of wind and moving inside the motor yacht much more than a sailing yacht. So I guess I would take the risk to, even as a new guest on a sailing yacht, I would take the risk to do it and realize myself that everything is okay, and next year I can rent a sailing yacht as well and enjoy.
So even for a first-time charter family, like you would say that the experience on boat on board Baracuda Valetta.
Of course, we had guests 4 or 5 years ago that they have taken the risk to try a big sailing yacht such as Baracuda, and they keep coming back and back every year, and their kids grow up every year and they have no problem.
I would mention that the summer conditions, especially at the end of the summer, we have the Meltemi, the waves are a little bit higher, and it can happen that you are stuck somewhere for a day, especially on a motor yacht. So with the Baracuda, I understand that you technically can get out on every condition depending on what the guests are comfortable with.
If the guest can handle, let's say, maximum at 13 to 15 degrees of healing, even with extreme conditions like 35 or 40 knots, they will have no problem traveling with the Baracuda. She's pretty steady, I mean. Out of design, she's pretty steady.
Yeah, like a long ship and the waves break over multiple times, so you don't get the ups and downs. And
it's not like sailing on a small sailing yacht of a 60-footer, 70-footer.
So where you go up and down and up and down. Here it's smooth, you're tilted a little bit.
If you can only handle the healing, which you're getting used to it, you're not even getting nauseous. I mean, you're not getting seasick. Because it's steady. You only are like that, a little bit. So it's not extreme.
And you're looking out through the windows at the other motorboats stuck at the port. And, amazing.
Exactly.
Great. And I can say that for the interiors, you don't feel like you're
on a sailing yacht.
On the sailing yacht, especially here, wide open spaces.
The owner has designed, has asked and wished to design the boat in such a way that he himself would feel like that.
Absolutely. Like, not there is anything wrong with the sailing boat style. I quite like the classical, but here you see the Italian design and the wide open.
Yeah, it's pretty modern and it's pretty smooth for the eye as well. I mean, you can even sit on the aft deck and check all the way in front through the windows because of the minimalistic approach of the design of Baracuda. which is something very different and very classy, in my opinion.
So like you're in some atrium surrounded by the sea, but you feel safe because it's a big boat, but at the same time you see everywhere around and you see what's happening.
I've sailed with motor yachts, I've sailed with small catamarans, with small monohulls. In my opinion, up to now, in my life, she's the best I've sailed.
It is like that, like the progression, like people usually start on catamarans, then they do a motor yacht, and then they want a bit of adventure, and then do the sailboat. So why not just skip to the best and do a sailboat charter?
Exactly.
Thank you so much, George.
You're welcome.